Hi, you're tuned in to Once a Falcon. This is the place where we celebrate the people of UT Permian Basin, alumni, faculty, staff, and even industry leaders who are pushing boundaries, lifting up communities, and proving what it means to be a Falcon.
How's it going, everybody? George Payne here, Director of Alumni Relations and Annual Giving here at UT Permian Basin, and we have a very special guest with us today on Once a Falcon, Jeremiah Vanley. Jeremiah, how are you doing today?
Great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing best, man. I can't complain. Let's kick things off and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Let's see. There's not much about myself. I mean, I'm got a wife and kids. I still live in Odessa, and I play music for a living.
Well, there you go. And so here at UTPB, when did you graduate? What was your major? All that stuff.
I graduated in 2008, so I graduated from high school at Odessa High School in 2002. Went to OC for 2 years, went to Tech for a semester, came back, and then I think it was like 2.5 years I went to UTPB, and I graduated in May of 2008 with an accounting degree. So
an accounting degree.
Yeah.
And now you're playing music.
Yeah. Now
what
I'm
a turnaround. And so, what originally attracted you to UTPB?
It was just home. So I never knew really what I wanted to do out of high school. It was just kind of like go do your basics for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I went to Tech and did IT because that's what my brother was doing. And I was like, well, I'll just try that, and that didn't work. And so I came back and was like, what do I want to do, man? I figured I was good at numbers, but I didn't know business at all. So,
so you landed on
I
accounting.
actually failed my first accounting class at UTBB, but then I came back and aced it. So
there you go.
Just don't give up.
Yeah, there you go. And you made a pretty good career out of accounting as well.
I did 15 years in the oil and gas industry. So. And worked my way up to like director of finance and accounting for several oil and gas service companies, and then, when it felt right to move and move out of that and transition into music full time, it kind of happened gradually. So.
And so, how do you feel like your time here at UTPB kind of shaped you for your professional career?
Man, it was just like in high school, I didn't really study or anything. When I got into college, and I failed my first class, I was like, man, if I don't like buckle down and study and learn the material, I'm probably not going to make it through this thing. So I just had to buckle down. I would rent some rooms up here at the library and just like study for hours on end for tests or whatever. So, and I lived across town. I lived on the west side, but.
Yeah. And do you remember the professor of that class that you failed by chance?
Yeah, I think it was Dr. Greenfield.
Dr. Greenfield.
I don't know if he lasted long, but I took him again the next semester and I passed it, but. Yeah, I had Dr. Greenfield, and then for intermediate 2, I think Davenport was her name.
Davenport.
And then I had Counts for cost, and he was here for a long time. I don't think he's here anymore.
No, I don't believe he's here anymore, but he was here for a good time.
And then I had Pye for finance. And
Pye's still here.
I had Scott Carson for some economics classes, I think.
He's still here.
Is he still here?
Oh yeah.
I'd always wear my Eddie Van Halen shirt in his class, and he'd be like, that's good.
The amount of stories that come out of just Scott Carson's classes is amazing. He's a wonderful.
Does he still teach at Berkeley and all that?
I think on his off season.
On the summers?
Yeah, on the summer times. I think he still teaches.
He wouldn't remember me at all, but
he might.
I'd like to see him again.
Yeah.
Well, he was one of those professors you liked going to his class because he was funny and he was so smart.
Oh yeah.
You just like to listen to him.
And then the way that he just kind of like gave you the knowledge and everything. The way that he taught was just different. It was second to none. Like you really grasped the concept of it just because of his radical mindset and how he portrayed it. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I remember his classes. I could never fall asleep in those classes.
No, they were great.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. And so one of the things that what makes so special about this podcast is that you have taken off with Treaty Oak Revival. And so tell us how did Treaty Oak Revival just start?
Well, me and my friend Kelly McKay, the man, we had a band called Free Spirit, and we play around town. We play at the Hot Summer Nights, or we play at, private gigs. And so we lost our singer. His name was Justin. I still see him around town too. He plays at some of the churches I go to. But
there you go.
But we were looking for a singer. We were just practicing randomly, just hanging out, taking fireball shots, doing the same old. but it was kind of getting monotonous and kind of like, what are we doing, you know? So
Yeah.
the guy's shop we played at, Jim,
Mm-hmm.
he owned Broadmoor Vacuum on Grandview. He knew Sam.
Okay.
Because Sam, it's like a family friend.
Yeah.
And say, hey, this guy's looking for a band. He writes his own music. He's great. You know, he wants to come and try out for a band. We're like, sure, come on. And me and Kelly are used to playing like, you know, cover songs and, you know, a lot of rock and alternative type stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of Leonard Skinner type stuff. And Sam comes along and, you know, he starts playing a lot of covers for us. And, you know, but he has a very, you know, country voice.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, so I guess we're going to be a country band now after the first night, because after the first night we loved him. But it wasn't until he started playing his original stuff that he had already written, which is most of the first album is he brought to the table before we were even a band.
Yeah.
And after he started in the band, he wrote some more songs. We finished out the album, but it was just one of those things where you hear him play like Boomtown or Irish Goodbye or any of those, and it was just like, and this is, you know, different and
Yeah.
and new and fresh, and the way he puts his phrasings and his lyrics together, it's just, and the way he sings and the way he puts his melodies, it's kind of all in his head, you know, all those
And were you doing
little
this
intricacies.
at the same time that you were still working in the oil and
Yeah,
gas industry?
we all, as far as the band goes, we all had like careers and jobs. He was in construction. He worked at Salisbury for a while, and I worked at my jobs for a long time, and so he came on. Shortly after that, I brought my nephew in, Lance.
Yeah.
And he's the other rhythm guitar player, and he's the backup vocals.
There you go.
And he actually went to school for music, so it was perfect for him. I called him up one day, said, hey, we're practicing every, you know, whatever night it was.
Yeah.
It's just a few guys. We drink, we hang out, we just have fun. And he's like, sure, sounds good. And after the first session, Sam was like, so you're sticking around, right? Like, you're not going anywhere. And he's like, yeah, sure. And so that's kind of how that formed. You know, it was a few months later, we had found our bass player, but it was like, and we played shows around town. Our first video was Ode to Bourbon at the Ector Theater when they were remodeling it. And then we played at Wagner during like a COVID concert that they had.
Oh, right.
It was like very spaced out, but we
Yeah.
we were like, they're like, you want to play at the Wagner? We're like, sure. Like,
There you go.
that sounds great. And you know, we played at the Rusty Bucket a few times. We opened for Aaron Watson. We opened for Shane Smith and the Saints around here. We opened for Jason Boland was actually the first one we opened for.
Okay.
And it kind of started that way. And then we were deciding like, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to do this full time? Do we want to be a fun band? Do we want to, you know, what do we want to do?
Yeah.
Because we all had jobs, we all had careers. Some of us, like I was the only one with a family, but that's not the case anymore. They pretty much all have families. And so we decided to like go after it and put a record out and see what happens. You know, throw it on Spotify. Start playing more regionally, like San Angelo, Abilene.
Started traveling a little bit more.
Started traveling a little bit more. You know, we bought a trailer. We invested heavily in ourselves, I guess. And then my other friend Eli, which I've known him since like first grade, he was just coming to practice, and we were like, hey, we need a manager. And he was like, I'll do it. So he started calling around all these spots, trying to get us booked. And most of the times people would be like, I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know who y'all are. I've never heard of y'all.
Yeah.
And then now we just kind of make fun of it. Like, we try to go play at your place like 4 years ago. And
Yeah, you didn't want
like,
us. So now I'm pretty sure his phone's getting blown up. It was like, hey, how can we get y'all?
He's busy, and he's still heavily involved, and we're growing to the point where you know, we have 30 employees now, and we're gonna have 5 semi trucks rolling, and 2 buses and some RVs, and
That's impressive.
and it's just growing to that point where, you know, our production's gotten to the point where it's so big.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have people in place that
People for
control
everything.
it. And then I'm getting hired out, like my second job, which is doing all the number stuff for the band. So I'm hiring that out this year so
You can fully concentrate on
fully
the band.
concentrate on the band and the music, and
That's good.
and it's definitely a blessing for sure. And we got Jadon over here. He's been with us since day one. you know.
Yeah, for those of you just watching, we do have a small live audience today, which is phenomenal. A first for Once a Falcon. But, and out of all of that, was there like a specific moment where you just kind of like realized it's like, we have something special here?
Yeah, I think it was, we were playing in, I think it was Angleton or so. It was like one of the first gigs we played, like kind of far away, close to Houston. And I noticed, like, you know, people were singing our songs back to us, and we're like, this is weird. You know,
This is different.
Like, this is different, you know. And then, you know, I'm texting my old bosses and stuff, and they're like, hey, what are you doing now? I was like, oh, I'm playing in a band now. And they're like, oh, really? That's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
And so, and then I, you know, tell him the band name, and he's like, bro, my kids listen to you all the time. I was like, well, it's just, you know, one of those things, and you get hit up all the time. I still keep in touch with a lot of my old bosses and stuff. And
Yeah.
I go see him when I get a chance. And I'm like, how's it going? Tell me all about it. You know?
Oh, they want to hear all the stories, right?
You can't tell all the stories, but some of them.
Yeah, some of them you can. No, the rest of them are personal stories. They're for you
They're
only.
for me.
There you go. And so, out of all of this experiences, like, what lessons did you have to learn kind of the hard way and wish you learned sooner?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think what kind of lessons, because we were all new to the music industry, so it was all like brand new to us. We were just learning as we go. If we make a mistake, we'd correct it and push on, you know. But we're very business oriented too, and we're very conscious, and we make good decisions internally. You know, there's a group of us that make those decisions, and you know, it's just kind of learn as you grow. If you make a mistake, don't give up. Just fix it and roll forward
and keep going with it.
And keep going with it, because you know, if you never know, you know, you got to take a leap, and that's what we all did. You know, I was the first one to leave my career, and I'm 10 years older than the youngest person in that band, so I'm the old man to the band. So.
Oh, there you go. For what I hear, you're the most electric on the stage.
Well, on the electric guitar, maybe.
There you go.
Lance is a lot better at me, the rhythm stuff. So,
well, there you go.
If you hear one of the songs, that you'll be like, oh, that's Lance, and then I get to do all the fun like lead stuff,
the little riffs and everything.
Yeah. Oh, some of the little riffs, the little leads. You know, it's just fun.
Well, there you go.
In court. My favorite song to play live, because it's just fun to hear the crowd. We stopped singing and stopped playing, and everybody just
going along with it.
Going along with it, and we're selling out pretty decent sized arenas. You know, if we played in Odessa in December, but it sold about half.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the next day we went to Dallas and we sold, you know, 12,000 tickets or something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not just arenas, but you're also traveling internationally. You just got back from Australia.
Mm-hmm. That's where the hoodie's from. Joe Rascal, Harley store we went to.
There you go. And tell us a little bit about that experience.
It was great. It was kind of hard to logistically to plan it, because you know, we got 20 people that were taken on this airplane, and in Australia they don't really have a lot of tour buses, so you're flying from city to city, and then you're renting vans. But we had a lot of help from some of the people that do that kind of stuff, the logistics and everything. But it was great. We showed up and kind of fell asleep on the plane, woke up in Australia, and was just like, "Hi, mate." Like, they love us in Australia, and then that's why we went to Australia before anywhere else, because they love us there.
Yeah. And do you guys have plans of going international again in any other places?
Yeah. We're talking UK pretty soon, but we definitely want to go back to Australia. Talking Germany at some point.
Germany.
I'd like to play in Ireland. It'll be kind of like my place.
Full world tour.
I told them as soon as I can play in Ireland, I can probably just retire and just I'm good.
Just leave me there.
Yeah, just leave me there.
A full world tour.
Yeah.
That's going to be phenomenal to hear.
It's fun. It's just, you know, it's expensive to do it internationally. You know, but that's why you play throughout the whole year in the U.S., you know. Do what we need to do and then
build up that capital.
Go have fun. Yeah.
There you go.
We pretty much used it as a break-even scenario, and just say, hey, we're gonna take everybody. We're not getting the cheap airplane seats either. We're gonna fly kind of in the middle. You know, it's still very expensive, but we're gonna book it and just all have fun in Australia. And that's what we did. And we landed in Sydney and got to see the Opera House and just walked around there for a few days. And then actually one time we stayed in Mululaba. Or how do you say it? Malubala. I don't even say it.
Malubala.
I call it Mululaba, and they just don't like that. But we met some fans there because we'd always go out to the bar every night because there's nothing else to do.
Right.
And you know, I couldn't understand a word she said half the time, but she texted, I can't remember, Jadon or somebody, was like, hey, I got some monster trucks if you want to come ride some monster trucks with us. We're like, yeah, sure. So we Ubered to their shop and just rode around in monster trucks. It was pouring rain. We were just all soaking wet, just riding around
monster trucks.
Australia in monster trucks. So it was pretty cool.
That sounds like a wonderful experience.
It was something.
It's always those unplanned experiences that just make it great.
Yeah, it was fun. So.
And so being back on campus, being on this podcast, what does it mean to you to be back here and sharing your story with the Falcon community?
Full circle. So I still live in Odessa, and I don't plan to move. My kids are in school here. So, you know, I'm born and raised here, so I'm planning on living here for a little while longer at least.
Well, there you go.
I'll see if one of my kids get out of school if I feel like going somewhere else. But
so if any of our viewers or fans, they know where to break down your door.
They do. They know.
And what piece of advice would you give to your younger self today that would translate to our listeners, our students, our faculty, alumni?
Don't worry so much. You know, I spent a lot of time in my early days worrying about what ifs and sometimes you just got to take a leap and get after it. So
yeah. There's no reward if you don't take a risk.
Yeah. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward usually. So
yeah.
And we all took it, and it worked out. So, and we're all just a big family. So Sam,
there you go.
You know, he married my cousin. He didn't ask me beforehand, but he did it.
Terrible. Should have done it.
I got Lance. Now we got Dakota on bass and Cody's on drums, and it just feels like it's full circle and everything's working like it's supposed to be. So
that's awesome. And so why do you feel like it's important to stay connected with your alma mater?
I don't know, it's very nostalgic for me to come back and see everything and just to meet new people and see who's still here after all these years. I'd like to, when we go walk around the mesa and go see some of these new buildings I haven't seen.
Yeah.
It's cool to see how much it's grown. Because my mom actually went here in the 80s, so I remember
your legacy.
Yeah, I remember going here in the late 80s, watching her graduate. I was playing on my little Ninja Turtles video game while she was graduating. So
it's those memories,
fun.
right?
It's those memories.
My mom's also an alum here, and so I'm a legacy student as well. And I remember coming in back then. I think it was still just the library and the Mesa building that was here at the time.
Yeah.
It's like the cafeteria was over by where we have our enrollment services now, and then graduation was held in the gym.
Yeah.
And so I remember a lot of that stuff and coming back and
my mom's graduation was right here in this where you're doing all this construction right here.
Yeah,
right
out in the quad area.
Yeah, in the quad area.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Back in the day, I guess.
Back in the day.
My brother also graduated from here too, so he got an IT degree or information systems.
Yeah. So you said your brother, your mom, and then your wife as well.
My wife.
So full family of Falcons right there.
Yeah, full family of Falcons.
Yeah, we definitely need to get all them on
I
this
still haven't
podcast.
been to one of the games because I'm always gone every weekend they have a game. But
well, that's also true.
I'd like to get to one of those one day.
Well, we'll send you the schedule. We'll make sure we get you one.
Perfect.
There you go. Well, that's pretty much all the time that we have right now.
Okay.
But what we're going to do is we're just going to go through rapid fire questions, trying to get to our viewers just to get to know you.
Okay.
So first one off the bat, are you a coffee or energy drink person?
Coffee.
Coffee. Gotta have it.
Jadon knows. Everywhere we go,
gotta have your
coffee.
We always
gotta look for that coffee shop. So.
And so next one, you get back from a tour. What is your go-to local restaurant?
Probably Cork and Pig. Me and my wife like to go there a lot.
Cork and Pig. That's pretty good. I love
I
it.
always go to Roses first.
But can't go wrong with Roses.
As far as restaurants go, I'm Cork and Pig.
Still a restaurant. I mean, it's fast food restaurant, but it's a restaurant.
I still go there 2-3 times a week. So
hey, there you go.
And Taco Villa. So
what's your usual order?
I like number 14 with queso.
There you go.
It's beef fajita. So
that's a good one. Do you have a pre-show ritual?
Yeah.
What is it?
So right before the show, we do the hands in like 5 minutes before. And then 2 minutes before, I let my tour manager slap my chest with his hands to get me some kind of energy.
Just to get you riled up.
We played in Lubbock the other day. and I can't remember the dude's name, but he was like one of the starting linemen for the Tech team, and he was like 6'5", and Blake comes in. He's like, "Hey, I got someone that's gonna slap you today." I was like, "Okay, who's in?" He's like, "It's this dude." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Who's that?" He's like, "He's just a starting lineman for Tech. It's fine."
It's fine.
And he was just like, and I still remember his look on his face. He just gave you.